now you're so tall. Let me get up here too.
It's because I don't like being like.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you might have like got me into this now. Like instead of the tall chair, maybe the tall chair. I like that. The tall chair is better. It makes me look like you can read more on my t-shirt. It says I'm Groot. Okay.
It's one of my favorites.
No, it's definitely Madison's favorite. All right. So before we keep like talking about like stuff that would be great to talk about on the actual podcast part of this, I want to start this off by thanking everybody for watching this. This is a big deal for me. It's a big deal for, I know the people that I've spoke to so far in regards to this even starting at all. And I'm excited. Let's just say that I'm excited. So this is the very first episode. I did this episode and planned it out a certain way for a reason. The guest that is the person that I'm going to introduce just in a second is an amazing young man. Man, I don't know, like you come across one of these, like in my case, students, you come across one of these students, like I'll be honest with you, I haven't come across another one yet. I've been teaching for 4 years. This is going to be my 5th year coming up, but I've never come across another one like this. And I'll be real with you. I haven't. All kids, like in one way, shape, or form, are unique, but not, man, this dude, I'm telling you. So anyways, I'm going to get done with the super praising and of this person and not hold the suspense too long. But I do want to welcome and thank you so much for being here, Halo Vasquez.
Hi, guys. Okay, story about this. Okay, so I remembered I had to come this morning, right? So like, okay, I'm going to sleep early, whatever. So I'm getting a call, right? It's Mr. Ennis. I'm like, wait. I forgot to tell him. So my mom's car is in the shop because something like the oil was leaking and something like with the filter was like plastic or something. I don't know.
Got it. No, I get it.
And it was broken, so we couldn't bring it back to town like on Sunday. So it's been broken, or it's been in the shop since Sunday, and I just forgot to tell you that.
Oh, it's good. It's good, dude. No, like seriously, of course. And what he's talking about is, like, you know, whenever I contacted him this morning and just to see if we're good and stuff like that and see everything's fine. Yeah, like he told me, oh, like I forgot to tell you that kind of stuff, but like, hey, it's all good. Like it's completely good. Like I was excited because like I'm a nervous dude, man. I'm very impulsive.
Yeah.
Like so I understand stuff comes up, but I'm like 9:03. I'm like, okay, oh my gosh, I need Halo. Hopefully he didn't sleep in. And I'm telling my wife, you know what? He probably didn't sleep in. And I'm like, and then she's like, oh yeah, he's getting. I'm like, you're not trying to convince me of nothing. I'm okay if he did. Yeah. He just got back from what I can't wait to talk about. He just got back from cheer camp the day before. Uh-huh. And like, I don't know if you've ever been to a cheer camp, and we're going to go into full detail and you're going to give me all the details, but I've been to 3. I didn't participate in them, but I've been to 3. So I'm trying to do them in order. My sister, I think I went to like the performance they did at the end where maybe the parents come or something.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. So I went to that for my sister. My sister was 2 years older than me. So probably somewhere around 1996, 97. I went to hers and watched that performance. So I got to see what was all involved in it. Man, there's a lot. It's intense. Man, there's a lot of emotions in there. There's a lot of physical activity and man, stress. Like it's something to watch. It's definitely something to watch. So I went to hers. I went to a girlfriend I had at the time. I think I was a senior. I went to hers. I supported her. And then I went to my ex-wife's. I went to hers when me and her were dating. She was a senior, and I think I was the first year out of high school. And I went to hers. And man, I'll be honest with you, each and every time, like as soon as I walked in, just me being there, I felt out of place. And it wasn't that I felt out of place because that anything was like, I felt out of place because like, man, I wanted to know this before now. Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to have seen this before now. Like I'm being for real with you. I remember just like, it has nothing to do with, I'm a young man and there's like, you know, at the time there's like, oh, these are pretty girls or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It literally was the excitement. It was the smiles. It was the probably beyond that was that I've never seen my sister more happy with a group of people, you know, and the fellow cheerleaders. Like, man, I remember that now. Holy jeez, I literally remember that. So I'm done talking about cheer camp. You just got back from cheer camp yesterday. You're here with me this morning. Tell me all about it. Every bit of the details. Go.
It's crazy. Okay, so like you said, the energy is just different. Like you walk in, and you're like, why are they so happy? And then like we start dancing and stuff. Like the first moment we walk into the building, because we're at A&M, right?
Yeah.
So we went. It was like we were at the Callaway House, so it was just like a short little walk to the rec center, and I was like, this is nice. So I was all excited about that. And like it was there was music going, like there was always something going on. There was never like a dull moment there, and it was just so fun to be around people that are so energetic, like me, because I don't come across people like that all the time.
I get it. I get it.
And I made a lot of friends, like a lot.
I had no doubt you did. I literally had no doubt you did. When I seen the first posted picture, and because there was hundreds of the same people, the parents posting these same pictures, and I see Halo. He's holding up this stick, and he's just smiling ear to ear, and I was like, I'm not surprised. Thank you for the picture. Yeah. Like literally. You're talking about the people you met, right?
Yes. And then so like mascots go to a different room, right?
Okay.
So I was like, at first I was kind of like, I'm in this room.
And you're not with people you don't know, and people you don't know.
Okay. Yep. And then like, we're like introducing each other and all this stuff. And then like they gave us a little mascot Bible. And it's like basically just telling us stuff like how to be a better mascot and stuff. So we had to take notes and all that stuff.
That's cool. Now let me see it. Let me see it.
This actually was our instructor. Forgot his name already.
Sam Houston?
Yeah, forgot her name. But she was really cool.
No, that is really cool.
Yeah, and it would be like we're always doing something. And then like for like the first because we weren't always in there. Sometimes we'd learn the cheers with the cheerleaders, or sometimes they would incorporate us into their cheers and all this stuff. And it would be so cool. And so like we leave for lunch, right? It's because we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we leave for lunch, and then after that, it's just like we're all friends already. It's just like I've known y'all for a long time and all this stuff, and like we just clicked.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because they were more energetic than the cheerleaders, and I was like, that's me. Like y'all are my friends already.
It takes a different level of commitment and passion and just energy. Yeah. Like seriously, to be a mascot, absolutely.
And like, we go out and perform, like we do our field walk and stuff. We got evaluated, and it was just like so crazy because some of us, it was our first year. Some of us were seniors. Some of us like our third year and stuff. And like all of us still had so much to learn. And I think it was cool to like learn from others and like us just giving each other tips on how to be a better mascot. It was just it was really fun.
Like, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Holy geez. Like as you're sitting there talking about it, I was just looking through this because I was like, man, I've never seen anything like this. And I got past like safety and stuff like that. And then, man, I'm going to get to that page. I've got to see it again. It was awesome, right? Yes. Developing and defining your character. And they have these different like examples of like sad. Sad is the mascot with their head down and their hands on their head. Impatient, just like that, putting their paw over their nose and stuff like that. Clumsy. Like this is so cool because like it puts a science behind it almost like a school, like an education. Literally, it's an education about how to express emotions by displaying different body movements.
That's literally what like camp is for everybody because like the cheerleaders are learning new stunts, they're learning how to do all this stuff, and then like we go and we're doing the exact same thing, and it's like we're basically going to school, but we're having fun at school. Not saying I don't have fun at school, but like,
no, I get it. There's a difference. There's a difference whenever it's something that you're fully wanting to do versus something that it's not to say you don't want to do it. It's just it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not something that you chose, right? Like because it's just something you might have to do. So I fully get it. I'm in the same way. It's no different. I know this. Just like this right now, me and you talking is so much different than it is there, right at school. Which don't get me started on that because you will not be at my school next year. You are moving up and you will be a freshman. You are a freshman. You're not. I say you will be because that's what it is for me. It's like I haven't started the school year yet, but you're a freshman, man. You are. This is your first thing that you probably went to other than the workouts, the summer workouts that you've been doing. Those are the first things that you've done as a freshman.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they probably told you that, like it's to some extent. You are you were in high school.
Like it said by my name, freshman. I was like,
that's wild. But I'm going to miss you so much.
Like,
Like I know, like I've gotten so much better at controlling my emotions because I can block stuff out. But like just thinking about that, I'm not going to be able to see you. There's others, but like, man, you make such a positive influence on people's lives. I mean, like I feel like that you see that some people like might need it more than others, but like you do an amazing job sharing it, like with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I think that you pass me and you're like, man, he's good. You know what I mean? Like he's crazy. He's fine. He don't need it. He don't need, but you still give me those little funny jokes and stuff like that. But you do it for your friends each and every day. I see it in the hallways. I know Maria sees it. I know that, Kalia, I know that a lot of your friends, Kamila, I know a lot of your friends, they see it. You know what I mean? They probably tell you all the time.
I try to because I don't want to be that one friend. It's just like, you know, kind of like a negative Nancy. I don't want to be that type of person. Like you said, if I see you're like, no matter what you're feeling, I'm always going to make sure you're okay. Like no matter what, because I always want somebody to make sure I'm okay.
Yep.
And I never know what anybody else is feeling. So it's kind of like, I want people to do this for me. So like, I don't know if that's the way I would say it. So basically treat people how I would want to be treated.
No, absolutely. No, I agree 100%. So like, and that's, I mean, again, me and you've already had this conversation, but that's why I started this. Like literally why I started this is not that to solve any lifelong mysteries or anything like that. It's literally to show that through communication, through talking, just talking, you'll see stuff from someone else's perspective. And it might be that someone that really needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, that's my biggest thing, but I can't thank you enough for what you do, because it's like me and Miss Hamilton, and you know Miss Hamilton, we talked about her plenty of times. We've talked about other people too, but like Miss Hamilton, like she can put stuff into words that I could never do. I have the feelings, I have the heart, I have the love and everything. I see it, but like if you asked me, you handed me a pencil and a sketch pad said draw out your emotions, I couldn't do that. If you said put it in words, I couldn't do that. I can do it by my smiles and by showing how genuine it is that I care for somebody. But man, she was talking about you yesterday with me, and it was me and her were just talking, and man, like she put it like so great, like how amazing of a young person you are to put people before yourself and to do exactly what you said. Always make sure that others are okay. But like, you're so wise beyond your years. Like, and I know that's said, I know that it might have lost meaning, but like, I want people to understand something. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14.
Yes.
You're 14 years old. You've already had a job, right?
Yeah.
You've already had a job. You currently are an entrepreneur. Let's be real. You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're trying to do something that is just with you, and you're trying to find a way to start in the business world.
Yeah.
You want to do that, right? So let's talk about that for a second. What is that?
So I'm an ambassador for the brand, and like so like I give somebody my discount code, they buy it, I get some stuff, right?
I
And
100%
so
get
it's
you.
basically like a Christian clothing brand, and it's trying to help Christian athletes be not ashamed and like basically show that what they're doing is for His glory and not theirs.
Absolutely. So let me say this real quick. So you're doing what I'm doing, but you're thinking beyond yourself with it. So like, I'll be honest with you, what I do, and if people don't know about this, I didn't know about this until I saw a TikTok on another teacher doing it during the summers, and I'm going to try to do it when I have free time. I'm an Amazon influencer. I didn't know that that's what it was called. I just thought whatever it was called, what you're doing, except for it's just a benefit, like a lot of me, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't even know what that is. I don't even know I haven't even made a sale yet, or like no one's bought anything yet, which is fine. That's not what it's about. But it was just something, it was like, all right, so we got schools. Literally, this is where it came up. I knew that the beginning of next year, I'm going to have to buy school supplies, right? And parents do an amazing job. The school does an amazing job. I just choose to spend money to buy something I want right then and not have to go to get with somebody about. If I'm at Walmart, I want to pick it up, right? Yeah. So I wanted to be able to have a little bit of that cushion and not have to worry about, do I need to sacrifice something else in my life? Like, oh, we're not going to be able to go to the aquarium this summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we're not going to be able to do this because I need to put a little bit of money aside for school supplies. It was that. That's what I do, Amazon influencer. But I'm going to go back to what you're talking about, and what you're talking about. And I wrote it down, Underdog Athletics, right?
Yes.
Underdog Athletics. And I'm going to put your link. So then that way people can go click on it and go through your link. And that's how it works, guys. You go through someone's link. It's not that and here's the thing. I thought it was, it's not spam or anything like that. They're literally this person. If you know them and trust them, go to their link. What that does is take you to their website, and it takes you to not that person's website, but the same exact website, the same security and everything, except for it's just saying Halo sent me. It's no different than if you went back in my days when I was younger, you got a referral. Someone sent me to Gene's Auto because they said that they do a great job out there. Their mechanics are really good, which they are. I love that family. Amazing, the Carmonas. But anyways, that's how it worked. That was a referral because you wanted to know the best mechanic in town that can fix your car.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, except for now
it's just online.
It's online, and we're telling them, hey, this is how you let them know came from me. So maybe I can get a little bit of money, and then that little bit of money can go back into not like what you're talking about. I already know what you want to do. Mm-hmm. I know the stuff that you're all about. That money isn't like to go buy the brand new $500 pair of Jordans that are special editions. It's not that. It's so you feel better. And in my case, feel better about not having to worry about financial responsibilities during the summer so I can have that little bit extra money. I'm not trying to plug anything. I'm literally just saying that's how it works for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm all about that. So I went on Underdog Athletics. I went on there and we looked at some different stuff, and I was excited. I'm not going to lie. I was excited. Me, Madison, my daughter, I know Melinda, we've all looked at it, and there's some really cool stuff. Last time we talked, did you have a bracelet? Do you have it on today?
No. I have to
okay.
take it off for Kim.
No, go ahead. Yeah. Take your time. Find it. I want you to be able to show what you have that you wear, and you can talk about that bracelet.
It's right here. It says God over all things. And it's just like, it helps remind me that like family is really important, but God is always going to be over everybody no matter what. Because I can't I don't know how to say this. I can't put his relationship under anybody else's. Because
no, I agree. 100% agree. You're not. Yep.
His relationship kind of the only one that matters because
it's the biggest. It's the biggest thing. Yes, yeah. And that's the way it should be. And if people can disagree on that, that's fine. That's why I love conversations. I'm not going to push anything on anybody, but that's what you believe. I think what I believe is very similar, if not the same, right?
And it was kind of expensive, but I don't care. I like it, and it helps me. It always gives me a reminder every day. I don't have a watch. I just look at my bracelet, and I'm like, okay, he's watching me right now. I don't want to do something that he would disappoint him, or because he's
such a good young man. No, absolutely, you're such a good young man. I wish. It makes me want to be a better Christian. I feel like I'm a good father. I feel like that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean? I think everyone gets that feeling. It's I want to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It used to not be like this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the perfect Christian.
No one is. And that's the thing. No one is. And don't be afraid for someone to judge you based on anything, because the only one that matters in the end is the one that you said is the most important. Right.
And it's just I don't know. I don't want to. And it's also not disappointing my mom, because if I'm disappointing him, I'm disappointing my parents, and I don't want to make them look bad. They're
I get it.
Oh, his kid is here being bad.
No, I get it. I agree, man. So we're going to put your link in there. People can check it out. I love it. I saw some stuff on there I was super excited about. So we'll definitely do that. Before I move on, because you said, it might've been a little bit more money than a cheap band or something you get on Amazon or something like that. But I wanted to point out, because that's something that reminds you every day. And this is why I said, and one of the reasons why I said that you inspire me to be a better Christian, because as you're talking about that band and how it's a reminder of what something you want to do, mine is, I'm sitting there thinking in my head is my fidget toy, because I say fidget toy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's what I think a lot of people call it, is a fidget toy, because it's an easy way to describe it. I mean, it doesn't look like a toy. If anything, it looks kind of like a Zippo lighter, and that's what sometimes people think it is. But mine it's just magnets and it's metal and it makes noise or whatever. But I've been using this after my wife bought it for me for Father's Day, which again, and another reason why I married her, because she knows me and she does stuff for me. But since then, man, I've been using it and it helps me so much. Yeah. It helps me so much. And it's not an all day thing. And I think that I wish I had recordings and I actually knew how much I used it throughout the day, but it helps me process through some things. So again, having those physical reminders, I love them, dude. I love them. I'm all about them. Where a bracelet that my kids got me, it's got all their names engraved in it. It's a physical reminder that I want to be a better father.
Yeah.
Right. There's tons of them. Everybody, they're fine. They're great. I love physical reminders. So, man, again, it's that. Like in your shirt, man, your freaking shirt. Like I'm sitting there talking about how amazing you are and how great of a kid you are. And I'm seeing it by the words that are coming out of your mouth and looking at it by the expression on your face. And then I look down at your shirt and it is a cross on your shirt that I can't even read yet. This is how I fight my battles. And it's, Chronicles
Yes.
2, 2015. Okay. Awesome. So I'm feeling like, dude, you're the dude, man. You're the dude. And that's the thing is that I think more often than not, we don't recognize in the way that we should.
Mhm.
And I say we, I'm talking about everybody in the world, right? And I'm talking about myself. I'm included in this. I'm not on a high horse. I do this all the time because I wouldn't have had this thought if I felt like I was perfect. Because I feel bad because I didn't do it myself before then. But I think we should have these kind of conversations, man, because you need to be able to be told your worth. Like, more than just good game, good hustle. Someone needs to see that it was different. The path was different for you. And it might be like a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but man, like you're a great dude, man. You're a great dude. All right. So I can't just keep praising you because then like this just turns into like everybody just smiling and like, look at this dude, look at this dude. He's awesome. Look at this dude. So, all right. So I did have a couple things I want to talk about. I do want to point out on here, because this is going to be the first time that people get a chance to see the studio. So I'll talk about a couple things. So I guess I'll kind of go, you know what? I'm not going to explain everything at all today. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about the two most important things on this entire board. And I'm being honest with you. Everything on this wall has a meaning, okay? And a whole story behind it. But the two most important things, and I'm going to start with right here, the drawing. And I know that I pointed this out to you before, right? So we have a student that is actually in your grade.
Yes.
And I love this student to death. I've had the opportunity to teach him. Like in a way, like he wasn't in my class, but we shared students sometimes, me and my former teacher partner, Mastep. So I got to teach him like a series of days, right? Yeah. So he was in my classroom. I was responsible for him. I built a relationship with him. So Tyron, I'm going to get back to Tyron because he's the amazing artist. So I got to teach Tyron. Then before how do I leave him out? I was trying to even go in order, but I wanted to start with the artist. But before Tyron, I had Tyreek. I had his brother Tyreek. Tyreek is a goofball. He is exactly like me, but probably funnier. Let's be real. He's probably funnier. So I had Tyreek before him. So then I had Tyron. And then this last year, I had Tyra. I had their sister. 3 amazing kids. Amazing kids. I love their mom to death. I love the job that she's done with them. And man, I just love watching their TikToks and stuff. It's awesome. And seeing them at Walmart and mess with them in front of their friends like I did yesterday with with 2 of those, with Tyron and Tyreek. Anyways, I got with Tyron later in the year last year, and I told him about the podcast. I told him what I was looking for. I felt like I had a very good relationship even before that with Tyron. And he brought this to me. I'm not good with time. And that's something that a lot of people will come to find out about me. I'm not good with time. I want to say a week passed, and then he brought this to me, and he brought it to me without the eyebrows shaded. And I think without some of the beard shaded. And I loved it. Everything else was on there. I loved it, dude. He hadn't signed it yet because I think he kind of wanted to wait till he's in front of me to sign it because it would mean something to me more. But then, so I said, hey man, do you think you can hit me up on them eyebrows or something like that? Like, or what do you think on that? I said, are you done? I said, if you're done, I want to take it. Absolutely. I said, but are you just showing it to me just to see what I think so far? He's like, oh yeah. That's what, I'm not quite done yet. And I'm like, cool. I said, maybe hit me up on them eyebrows and just something a little bit different. And he came back, short, maybe a couple days after that, and gave it to me. And I was like, man, I brought him in my classroom. It was during the 3-minute passing period, right? Brought him in my classroom. I told him, I'm going to write you a note if you're late. Just give me a minute. And I talked to him about it, and I thanked him like a lot. And
he's crazy talented.
Yeah.
Like, you could put him in any sport and he'll pick up on it like this.
Oh, this dude, he's got hops. He's fast. He's strong. He's smart. He's artistic.
Mm-hmm.
Holy jeez. I can't wait to see what he does. So he brought it back to me. I brought him into my classroom, just off to the side. And I'm like, dude, this means the world to me. Thank you so much. I said, I will never lose this. And it will stay with me on a wall that I see every day, the rest of my life. I said, so you have to do me the solid and sign it. And that's what he did in the bottom left is he signed it. And that will be framed. And it will forever be with me. And it means the world to me. So that's Tyron's caricature of me. Above that to the right, I'm not going to take anything away from this one at all. So there is every year, I think as a teacher, and I think students too, you make connections with students. And students make connections with teachers and they make them with other students. But I think there's some that like they stick out one way or another. Like, and it doesn't mean that you love any kids less. It just means that you made a different connection with a student. And this is one of those students. We started the year off, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe even the first day of school that I thought it might be a little bit rocky of a year. And she knows this. I've talked to Jay about this. But, so let me go ahead and name who it is. It's Janiyah. Jay is, Jay means a lot to me. So let me kind of talk about the first day of school, first week of school, whatever. So, like as a teacher, like we understand something, especially for being a middle school teacher with your grade being the very first one on that campus. You're getting these kids that you don't know before. You don't know them at all. Nothing. They're just in there. And the first day, if you feel like that you had a good plan and putting people in the right place to sit where they're supposed to the first day, and it doesn't work out quite that way because like you're trying to go over something. It wasn't the first day. It wasn't the first day because the first day we did something fun. It was like it might even been the first day of the next week when I'm going over rules and stuff like that, or I might be teaching something, but like it was like giggling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A group of girls, Jay's one of them. There was something. It was something. And I was focused and it took me out of focus. So I just I'm like, all right, girls, whatever. And then it happened again. So I pulled Jay out in the hallway. I'll be honest with you. I probably pulled out, somebody else too. But here's the thing. Like, I was so scared of like a student might feel like that I'm weak if I didn't kind of set a tone at the beginning. I was so scared of that. I mean, I didn't do anything inappropriate. She knows this. She will definitely, it was warranted. Like, they were goofing around. I pulled out in the hall. We talked or whatever. But, I didn't do that the rest of the year with her. You know what I mean? Not once. And it's not that she's a different person. A person doesn't change like that overnight. Yeah. That was who she was the entire time. It's just, she ain't seen her friends all summer. She got to be in the room with her friends. Yeah, they're going to giggle and talk about something that someone put on Facebook or TikTok or something like that. So, man, but that's who this is. This person, Janiyah, Jay, I love you so much. Man, I remember when you gave this to me, girl, because you've given me a lot of these. This is the one that my wife, we went up to the school yesterday. I'll be honest with you. I took Melinda up there yesterday and I said, pick out one thing off these walls that can fill that spot, because I brought this Jeep one and I wanted something to offset it. And I said, it's got to be kids art. It's got to be, you know what I mean? And she points at that one. And I look at it for a second and all the memories come in of Jay. Jay was the student that always made sure that, she was the first to answer a question. Yeah. She was proud of that too. She had friends that she brought up. When I say brought up, she had friends that might've been the ones that got distracted a little bit too much. Like, if they got distracted a little bit too much, she's the one to say, hey, you didn't even pay attention. That's why you're not doing as good or whatever. She was that person. You can't ask for more than that. And she did it because of she wanted that from me. She didn't owe me that. She didn't owe me that at all. She owed me to be a good student and take care of herself. But she did that for me.
Yeah.
Holy jeez. That's who did that. I love you, Jay, so much. I will always remember you. And the same thing goes for you. That goes with me wherever. I definitely want to see more, because that's how it works. Once you give me stuff, you got to keep giving me stuff. That's just how it is. I mean, I'm going to tell your art teachers. So anyways, those two things I really want to talk about. So definitely want to talk about Tyron. Man, so the other thing I wanted to kind of follow up with you on. So since you've been at cheer camp, you haven't done any more summer workouts or anything like that?
No.
So how do you feel like that's going to go? So when's your first one back? Is it Monday? Or y'all doing them?
We have a week off because of 4th of July. So it's gonna
Oh
we have to,
my
like-
gosh! So let me get this right. And here's the thing: being a cheerleader, a mascot, I don't know. I've watched it.
Mhm.
I've watched them do it. I've been to a couple practices because of my sister. They did it at a school where my mom was the principal. Like I was waiting for a ride anyway, so I sat in there and watched the cheerleaders do a
Yeah.
couple routines. I know that takes a tremendous amount of physical labor. It's hard. Like there's sweat. You're dealing with other people all around you and stuff like that. Bad breath. Like I get it. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's the way it is. I get it. But like what I want to just talk about separately is cross country training. That's what we're talking about. Like for the most part, and powerlifting too. Absolutely. I'm not. No, holy jeez. It's just like I was so focused on cross country because that's what I've seen you do. That like this dude starts off summer workouts, powerlifting,
Mhm.
right? For how long? What time do you get there for
I get
powerlifting?
there at 6.
6 a.m. You get to powerlifting practice at 6 a.m., which means you probably woke up at no later than probably 5:30, 5:45. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what? and then
I leave. There's like I have like an hour in there, so I have to get the most I can. Like the lift, if I can finish the workout, then I'll finish the workout. And then I go straight into cross country practice. It's like something that I hope I never have to do like right after each other. It's probably only like this because of summer workouts, but like it's just so like no other ways to explain it. Like
I get it. And this is and what time typically are you running? Like what time typically of the day?
we start
Like in the morning. Like when you're at cross country.
um
Just at cross country.
I think we started like 7:15.
7:15. Okay. All right. So 7:15. So you're working out from 6 a.m. And what time generally do you leave summer workout?
It really depends because some days I stay for baseball until 12. So like I have like an hour break. I really could work out with the football boys, but I'm not finna lift and run before they do a lift.
No, you're good.
They
You're
lift
good.
and run. Like it's gonna be so much on my body that I'm not gonna.
Right.
It's not gonna be beneficial because it's just gonna be so much strain on my muscles and stuff. So like I choose not.
No.
Yeah.
I get it. So you get there at 6 a.m. Sometimes stay till noon,
Mhm.
right? If you just stayed across country, you're leaving around 9, I think is what we said. Is that 9ish or what
Yeah.
that one day that we talked?
Mhm.
Maybe it was just that one day.
Yeah,
right.
it was just-
But regardless, you're putting in 3 hours of working out
Mhm.
before some people have even woke up to start their day. Some people like they go in, work a little bit later, so they might not wake up till 9. You've already put that in and you're still be able to do the things that you do. So again, amazing student, like on paper and in person. Okay. Amazing student. You're on the cheer team. You're the mascot.
Wait, I'm gonna give a shout out to Hensley and Hennessy.
Yeah. Yes, I know Hennessy. Yeah, I know Hennessy. Yes.
Me and both
Love her.
talking about this. They're stunts, and they're the base, right? So they
Okay. Yeah. They're the one doing
and we were
this.
talking about how strong they were, and I was like, if you put two powerlifters together, their stunt is just gonna be so like unstoppable because they're so strong and like
That's so
they just.
cool.
I think their flyer was rugged, and they just like if it was nothing, I was like, that is crazy because like.
Oh, you gotta have a bunch of level
Yeah.
of trust and everybody involved in that doing
And,
that.
like that's why I feel like being a cheerleader. I don't know why people don't think it's a sport because it really
Man, it is. Man, I'll be honest with you. I did not put in the amount of effort I could have in me at the time. Like I was lazy, whatever, when I was in school, whenever I did play sports. But like I'm being real with you. Like I played tennis, I did track, I did cross country. Okay, I did those in high school. I know I played, baseball summer leagues before that. I did those things, and I'm being real with you. Like cross country, man, that was pretty hard sometimes. Like I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty hard sometimes. But like I never did cheerleading, but I got a chance. And like I said, I had a girlfriend, and my sister going out there. I was a young kid, brother, that I need to stay with somebody. So I sit there and watch not the tryouts, the practices and all that. Dude,
it's like
dude.
It's because you have to have trust. You have you learn so much
mentally and physically
You
exhausting.
have to be tough. Like people think, oh, you're just like going upon a little uniform and a little belt and you're fine. But like, no, they learn stuff
Mhm.
that is just so I would cry if I was a cheerleader because like you just taking so much information and like you have to perform it. Like, if you try out for All American, it's so much different for cheerleaders because it's so much more serious. Because your jumps have to be good, or not like necessarily the best. But, like you kind of have to be like a really good cheerleader, you know.
I agree.
And like I'm not saying if you didn't get All American and you tried out for it, like you're not a good cheerleader, but like, you know, like they're good. And there's just one team that like from like the first day, their stunts and everything were good. And I was like, I also want to give another shout out to our team because they didn't have stunts when we went to camp. Like their stunts weren't even like
Okay.
existent.
I get it.
So
Yeah.
like for them to be like that good, like our team did really good, and I'm like really proud of them for that. You know,
No, absolutely.
they're tough. Like for real, for real. I'm like, that's crazy.
Absolutely. I don't want to, because I was trying to remember a name that you said. Like you said a few names and I know every one of them, all the cheerleaders you just said. But one of them, I like when we're talking about, and I was trying to compare the differences between cheerleading and especially professional cheerleading, but like cheerleading, like when I say professional cheerleading, I'm not talking about NFL. I'm talking about these ones that like they go and they teach. And I don't even know what that they
Like
coach.
the NCAA staff.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Or like, you know, like the performance ones that go to competitions and stuff like that. I know I went to a couple of those. I just don't know whose it was. If it was my sister's, I don't know. But I went to a couple of those. Like, there's a difference, man. So there's a difference between that and like all the other different stuff. I'm trying to remember, like, and I lost my train of thought, what I was trying to get to, and I'll remember in a second. But I want to pick it back up. I know where I was going. Oh my gosh. So I know where I was going now. But like there is a whole different level of what's involved and what I see that's involved. Like cheerleading, the stress, the physical labor and all that stuff when I compare that to when I was in cross country, when I was in tennis, when I was in track, I didn't give the dedication that I saw all of them doing. Right. And so I guess that's more of a me than it is like putting two sports versus each other. I think that's really what it is. But also I think there was a lot of me's though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know there is. And I think you've seen it too. And that's fine if there is. What I mean by a lot of me's, like I kind of didn't want to, that wasn't my thing. Right. I'm not saying I didn't want to get out there and play and have, interaction with other kids and stuff like that. It's just not that way. Right. Like my interests were solely on, video games or comics or, drawing or, whatever. That was my interest. So, I didn't put the effort in that everybody did. But again, there was a lot of me's. Like there was a lot of ones that maybe weren't in athletics. Like I think I was always in athletics, but I was in like off season. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was in off season a lot. Mm-hmm. So instead of actually that's what it was. Instead of actually like, going out for a sport and doing what was necessary to build my speed in track, to build my endurance in cross country, to focus on my backhand more in tennis. You know what I mean? Instead of doing that, I just was more like in my spare time. When I say spare time, when I got home finally, I got home most days like at 4 or 4:30. My mom didn't like stay at the school forever and work like forever. No, she had a very great balanced life for home and work. So like when I got home, like the first thing I want to do is turn on my Xbox. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I want to do. I don't even know if I had Xbox back then. Yeah, I did. I act like I'm like super old when I went to school and I was in high school. That was 1996 or 97 through 2000. Anyways, stuff was around. But that's what I wanted to do, man. But like, again, what I seen from everybody when you go to a cheerleading practice and stuff like that is that, you good? Got tissue right here if you need it.
No, I felt like I was in just sneeze.
No, yeah, I get that too. So what I saw was that like everybody was pushing everybody to like be the best. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like if you had that one cheerleader that maybe didn't think it was bless you. You're good. You. Yeah, you're good. If you have that one cheerleader that maybe isn't used to that amount of work ethic or like that amount of hustle yet, they might sit down and like, just like, oh, give me a minute or whatever. I don't want to do this again or whatever. I got to see that situation. And then you see a group of girls that it's not like, oh, you're sorry, you're going to get up. Like, cause we're doing it too. It wasn't that I think goes on too much in the entire world. It was, them saying, come on, girl, you got this. Come on, you can do this. We're going to do this together.
Yeah.
It was that. And physically going over there and helping them back up and like walking them over with their arms, like arm around them and saying, here's where your spot is. Like it was that, dude.
Yeah.
Holy jeez, man. And that's why, man, it is an example of how different it is. Like it is. Man, I wish I was back in school and could have done what you just did over the last, how long were you there? Like
4 days,
4 days. I wish that, I could have been you back then to experience that. That's super cool. So, man, so you're taking the week off, right?
not really. I still have to run.
Okay, so let's talk about that because you did start talking about that, and I wanted to just know for summer workouts how much you run. What do you run when you're not at summer workouts? Just you?
Well, really, like, because now, like, the different environment, it's kind of like I have to not force myself, but
I get
kinda have to be able to do longer runs. Before that, I was fine. Like, it would be like 3-4 miles, and that's it.
Yeah.
And like they go on 6-7 mile runs, and I'm like, personally, I'm not used to that because
I get it.
like,
It's different. There's big differences.
the first 3 weeks I learned that I don't like, not even just because I was sort of out of shape. You know what I told you last time? Oh my God. And like I just don't like it. Maybe it was because I was out of shape. Because if you know me, I talk about running all the time. Because like I'm passionate about it.
No, I get it.
And like 3 miles is just so boring. It's like I like track more than anything because it's different. Because like your events are like, okay, you just run the 100, you're gonna do this, like,
and it's not just that one thing. You know what I mean? It moves
like,
different. It changes. Yes, I get it.
Like cross country is just so different. Like you don't get that much of a variety of people, you know. Because in track you could get a 100-meter runner, and that could be your best friend, and you're running 2 miles. You know, it's just you get to meet more people, and not just that. 3 miles, people run that in like 14 minutes. I'm like, that is crazy.
Dude. That's wild.
And like, I was like, I'm not saying I don't believe myself that I could do that. It's just that like, it's not something that I would enjoy doing. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, but if you put me in the 1 mile race, I'll be glad to do it. Like,
absolutely. I get it.
I love running.
Oh yeah,
it's super fun.
Yeah,
it's because I'm good at it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's like every meet I would PR, and like you don't see that a lot. Some people struggle.
Yeah, and personal record, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's the fact that I actually wanted to go run to get better. Like you know that week it was straight cold. Like it was 30 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was doing? I was running. I mean, I have a video. I mean, it was like 30-something. It was about to be dark. I mean, I call Anthony. I'm like, you want to go run? Because I don't want to go by myself. We out there looking like big men with our like 3 sweaters on, gloves, and a little hat. I'll find the picture. I'll try to send it to you.
No, you will be sending it to me. You just have to find it, and that's fine. But like, I will literally, because I'm going to watch this and edit it, and I'm going to remember that you said you're going to send it to me, so I will make sure because I got to see that.
It was just the funniest thing.
But like, here's the thing I'll tell you, and like, I can tell you, but this is not how I was in school. But doing the cross country, doing that and pushing yourself like those 6 or 7 miles, you'll get there. It's fine, dude. You just came from junior high when it was a whole different length of a race and stuff. So you'll get there. But when the more you do that, the thing you love doing, you said, is the 1 mile. That just makes you better at the 1 mile because then you don't have to worry about your endurance anymore. You got to worry about the strength in your legs and the form and everything. You know what I mean?
I was like, I kind of think of that like that. I'm like, man, I just don't want to do this right now. Like,
yeah, I get it.
It's like 7 a.m. I just got done lifting. I'm like, okay, wait, I have to get hyped. So, and then I get hyped. I'm like, okay, I'm running. I'm fine. But like, at first, it's just that thought, like, I have to run. And it used to not be like, I have to run. Like, I get to run.
No, why do you have to say that, dude? So like, the only reason why I get excited, man, I'm not mad at you. But you said I get to do that. Oh my gosh. So I remember working with Jamie Stepp. So I want to say her name to anybody else that doesn't know, but you know her as Miss Stepp, right? Absolutely. She was my 7th grade teaching partner. And man, I'm horrible with years. So not this last school year, but the 2 years before that. Okay. So me and her worked together, for my 2nd year of teaching and my 3rd year of teaching. And then my 4th year of teaching was last year with my amazing teacher partner, Jennifer now. But anyways, when I worked with Miss Step, I can't remember. It might have been after the first year, but I remember saying something to her, and it was so true in that moment and how I felt. And like, it was the eye-opening. It was the beginning to an eye-opening to say, man, I can have these feelings. And what I said to her was like, sometimes like I'm being real. Like, I feel like I don't deserve to be a teacher, like, because of all the insecurities and things that I thought might have been bad in the past or something like that. You know, just maybe something I said to somebody, I'm just ashamed of it and I hold on to it for years. I told her that. I said, I get to be a teacher, you know, I get to teach them. I told her that. And since that day, I will never forget that conversation. You know what I mean? Because that was the first day that I started accepting. It's like, man, this is amazing. You know what I mean? This isn't a job. I get it. They pay me because I gotta live. Right. But this isn't a job. I finally found the thing that I love. And it kind of, like, I'll be honest with you, it loves me back. So, man, I love it when he said that, when he said, I get to do it. The same thing you said about running, you get to do it. That is, it's such an amazing mindset, because the second you see it like that, it's no longer the thing that you dread, but it's the thing you look forward to.
Yeah. Because I know I was just talking bad about like running distance, but I get it. Like, I do actually enjoy it sometimes, or not sometimes, like all the time. Sometimes
I get it.
It's just those days like, oh, I want to do this, you know. But like, I really do enjoy running because it's like nobody's here. It's just nothing's there at all. I'm just like, I'm breathing heavy. That's all I'm focused on. Like, my legs hurt, you know. And sometimes it's not even that. Like, my knees could hurt, and I'm still like, okay. I talk to myself a lot. Hopefully, people, when I'm running in track, they don't hear me, because
I've heard that before. Go ahead, tell me about it.
It was this past week, actually, before I left. We were running something. I was like, okay, don't look, you're almost there. You got it. And like, I ran the full thing.
Holy jeez, that is amazing.
I was like, I just did that. I was like, I mean, it wasn't the longest run, but like, it was like a hard workout for me.
Wow, you just blew my mind with that. I'm sure coaches have heard that from other athletes before, because I tend to think like there's more of you out there for sure, but like, I've never seen any, but like, I tend to think that other people are like that, because think about that. I like to think that when I ran cross country, if no one was watching me, so I did the same thing in track. I remember running a race in track, like the 800 or something, and part of the track went underneath the bleachers, so you couldn't see the runners. I remember getting to that shaded area and stopping and walking, and me and 2 other athletes stopped and walked on an 800-meter race. That means 2 laps. But I'm just saying, I remember, dude, I remember doing that I would slow down because I knew that no one was watching. But the second that I got out of the shade, if I heard my mom, amazing, all my parents, anybody that knows me and was friends with me, the fellow people on the track team, the coaches, I would hear, because I'm representing Hillsboro. They say, come on, you got this, or whatever. They would say those inspirational things. And I know that made me want, the key is want, during that time period, to do better for them. Right. But what you just told me is how you are able to get that same level of motivation, but you're giving it to yourself. That's why you are so rare. And that's why you think that hopefully no one thinks you're weird, because you know in your heart that you don't ever see anyone else doing that. And you know that helps you. Dude, that is amazing.
It's not only me. Like, I'm going to give a shout out to all my friends, and like literally everybody on the track team, even the 7th graders, even some of them I didn't even know. I'll show you video. I'll send you the videos, because I still have them. I watch them all the time.
Dude, I'm watching you. No, I'm watching.
Like, you just hear, it's always when I'm racing that you see me, because my shoes are bright pink. They're like,
yes. Yeah. I know your shoes.
And I got better through the season, so I was always in first or second. It was always that. And now they're like, oh my gosh, that's Taylor. So you hear in the video, it's everybody screaming for me. I'm like, okay, I can't like disappoint them. Like, they're screaming all this stuff. Like Kinsley, after the first meet, because she was screaming for me, she lost like her voice. Like, you could barely hear her. Her voice was deeper than mine at that point. And like, she's like one of my biggest supporters, because no matter what I'm doing, she's always screaming. Like, she's always there. I could talk to her about anything.
And you know something, you know that you would never disappoint them, right? I know that you said you don't want to, but just know you're not going to disappoint them. They love you, dude.
And my favorite coach, I love all my coaches equally.
Yeah,
but
I get it. Man, I get it.
Stands out to me more than anybody's Coach Gordon, because
absolutely, Chandler Gordon.
he like
He's
okay,
amazing. Go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
we didn't have a lot of workouts because it was either cold, it was either raining. But when we did, the workouts counted, and he was always okay. Like you're good. You got it. Right. But at the track meets, it was different because he was hopping. He was all this stuff. Like I remember my district.
Don't you love
race,
coaches like that? I mean, I love the fact that we have a lot, and you said you love them all equally. But don't you love coaches like that? So sorry, what happened in your district? Sorry.
And I have a video, and he's like clapping. It was the last lap too. I got second, but it's okay. I settled with that, but because he's a great runner, he's so tall. I feel like, but my strides could have been better. And Coach Boddicker, he kind of gave me a piece of
Bodicker's
advice
amazing.
that I knew
Absolutely.
already, which I didn't apply to myself at that moment. I ran to the line, not through it. So like I got to the line
That's
and I
valid.
just like stopped.
Mhm.
I was out of there. I was
No,
tired.
yeah, but like you're saying that was it.
But I understood the mistake and
Mhm.
like I didn't jet on it because he's a great runner and we're really good friends.
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. Yes.
No, but the guy that beat me, that he's like, I don't have him on anything, but I consider him my friend because we were always talking to each other.
Mhm.
That's why I like being an athlete because I talk to anybody. Like, and
Yeah,
it's not
that's
even just
awesome.
because I'm an
Those
athlete.
connections.
Yeah, I could talk to anybody. Like if I know them. Like at cheer camp, I'm like, I would tap people's shoulders. I'm like, oh, that was her. And whoever was in front of me, it was them, and it wasn't me. And I met this friend. Her name's Kinsey or whatever. Her name was Kinsey.
He's like, her name's Kinsey. No, whatever.
We're really good friends now. And like, she's my best friend from camp or whatever.
No, I get it.
And,
No, I'm with you. It's just the way you said it is hilarious.
Her and my mom, the last day, were having a competition who could say hi and bye to the most people. And Kinsey said bye to me first,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
And then her mom was giving out stickers. And then her mom, when we were like finally got to the rec center, she gave me a sticker. I was like, I can't get into this. So then when we were finally leaving, I showed Kinsey and I was like, I can't do this. I'm on your side. So, it's just funny stuff like that I enjoyed about him and stuff.
I'm going to point out one thing. Like this is the kind of character this young man has. Like literally, you said it like it was nothing, and I hung on it, and I didn't know how to leave it. And I'm just in there listening to you say that you and Kinsley, right?
It was Kinsey, like Kinsey, but I think it was.
Oh, Mackenzie. So okay. So a person that you met at cheer camp, right? That you built a relationship with, you and this person decided on your own to see how many people that you could say hi and bye to. That's something that you chose to do. You could have chose to like talk about where did you grow up, what's your favorite subject, what's your favorite color, all these, like, I'm being honest with you, not as impactful things. And instead you chose to go make more connections and brighten someone's day by just saying hi and bye. Dude, character.
And there was so much camps there. People.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed. Their rooms are getting broken into. Like I was like,
man. So
it's like that's crazy. So
I'm with you. Hey, I'm with you. I understand.
There was tennis, cheer.
Wow.
Track got there like the third day. We were there. What did I say? Tennis, cheer.
Yeah.
Basketball was there.
So it was like a big. They did like a big camps type thing.
Like you would see us going to the rec center, and then you would see basketball coming back. Or when track was there, I don't know. I've never seen them go to the track, but the track was kind of a far walk. So.
No, I get it.
And then we'll work out outside, not even an indoor track. It was like hot.
Yeah, man, and I know because when you were there, I was out doing this garden with Madison, and I think I worked till, man, I put it on Facebook, maybe 10. I'm not even gonna say that. Like I'm not gonna lie. Worked for a few hours or whatever, but like we had to take multiple breaks. We were in the shade, and it's not like we were digging a hole. I was using a drill and a staple gun. You know what I mean? Out there, but we'd have to take breaks every 30 minutes. I'd have to go like drench like my head, and I have to drink a bottle of water, and then we go back out there and work again. You know what I mean? And so like I was just doing that, and you're talking about athletes going out there on hot tar, whatever, if they're running on any kind of road, and man, they're out there doing that. And I'm sure it was safe, and I'm sure they had water and all that stuff. But that's the kind of dedication that these athletes had. Crazy.
I want to bring this up. I got a spirit stick and all. I got All-American too. I forgot to tell you. Look, I told you, but I forgot.
So get it out. And while you do that, I want to give a shout out real quick because you said Chandler Gordon. We do have amazing coaches, but Chandler Gordon, his wife Priscilla Gordon, amazing people. They both work at the junior high, and they both, man, they're both like freaking bodybuilders. Man, they have that dedication. They love kids. I had an opportunity to work out with Chandler a couple weeks ago, and had an amazing conversation with him. He's a really, really good dude. So, anyways, enough about that. This is the awesome thing. I seen pictures about it. So, what do you want to talk about first?
The spirit stick. I got
So, this is the spirit stick.
yes, I got 2, but the first day we had to give them back, so we were able to take them home.
This is the spirit stick.
The spirit stick. Yes.
Like I feel, it's like I have stuff that might has like value
Uh-huh.
on my wall, but like, dude, this is in cheerleading. This is it. So I shouldn't.
Stop.
You don't drop the spirit stick. I know that proves I know about cheerleading.
But I don't want to.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then these were like my first 2 evaluations. I don't know if they could see them or if you want to see them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I do.
This was my first one. This was kind of like I had a firm base that I was starting at. 'Cause
Mhm.
The worst 2 ribbons you could get, people could say
I get it. I
it's not
understand.
that bad. The worst ribbons to get was white or green.
Okay.
And so I'm glad I didn't get white.
And I probably got a
this
lot of
one.
whites when I was younger. Go ahead.
I have my evaluations in here. I'll read them to you too.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
this one's my second one. This one's superior. This was like right before gold, and I got gold on the last day, but it's on the trophy that I got, and it's at the school, so it had to stay there. And then she'll give it to me at the end of the
I got connections, dog. We could have borrowed it and brought it back.
This is like my All American. I was convinced that
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Those of y'all that don't know, All American is a huge deal. Go ahead.
And I thought all the mascots were gonna get All American, but some didn't. I was like,
Yeah, that's a big deal.
and I wish I could show you the video now because it's the funniest thing ever. I feel like not even just because it's me. I feel like I had the funniest, the most I feel like I had the best skit. Not only because I put the music together myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like it was just because I don't know. I enjoyed making it.
No,
You know.
just something else you're good at. Like, go, yeah,
And
no,
then,
yeah.
The cheerleaders give they pin you and it's just a fun little thing.
So is it so like they pin you? So like I bet this is like for any Jeep owners because I love Jeep and I have my Jeep. It's kind of like getting ducked, like a little rubber duck you put on there. So how does this work? Tell me about the pins.
It's just basically like sometimes they decorate it just to be funny and stuff.
And then they just come up and pin it to you.
But you can't if you catch them, it's just kind of like, oh, I caught you, But sometimes if my back was turned here, they would pin it here, or in the mascot suit, they would even pin it on my chest.
So the goal of the person with the pin is to not get caught. To put it and leave it on somebody for that person,
Yes,
and not get caught.
and
Okay.
this one says "Have a great day," and this one's from.
Man,
Say that.
why don't we have more of this just in everything? Let's be for real. Like this was a once in a lifetime thing for you, right?
It was
Not once. Sorry, this was the first time in your life something like this has happened. Not once in a lifetime, because there's going to be many more. But it was different, right? Why don't we have this all the time?
This for track.
Yes, you are.
Track and
Of course you are.
And literally any sport.
Of course you are. I will help you with that. Whatever you need. Seriously, whatever. I'm being 100% real with you. Has nothing to do with this whatsoever. But I want to be involved in that. Whatever you need for that to get it started, you let me know.
I don't know. It's because being able to go somewhere and people you have something. Oh, I went to camp this year because some of them put the dates on it. And I went to camp and this person did this or And let me get my. I still haven't.
You got so much stuff, which is awesome. And then of course you have your gummies trash. Now, if I can't say gummies too loud because I think Hunter's in the house still, and that's his thing. If you say gummies, he'll probably come.
I
grab
got
them.
this, and I might go. Me and my mom were talking about this. It's like a Cheez-It Circus Bowl, I think. Is that what it says? And it's from Mascot All Americans, and I might go.
Cheez-It Circus Bowl?
And it's in Orlando. Who doesn't want to go to Orlando?
I'm with you. I might have to scan that QR code or take a picture of it so I can look it up later. I don't know because my thing is the best people to talk. Not even me. I'm not anybody that knows about this stuff. Miss Volchik, Morgan Fry, Tammy Fry. I know there's Miss Rona. I know there's a lot of people that have been coaching cheerleading that probably know all about that stuff.
I don't want to just read you one because I think that's the first one.
No, I want. Huh?
Bad.
Was this one bad?
Not bad, but it wasn't.
So I shouldn't read it.
You can.
No, find the good one, man, because other people. I don't even want to read what the full truth is about you. Hey, while you're looking for that, I do want to do a couple more things real quick. Last time we talked, I gave you one of these cups. I do want to give a shout out to, and I'm going to say it the right way because I messed it up last time. Creative Concepts by Mandy. Mandy is an amazing person. I got a chance to meet her sister-in-law, and her mother. And they're out of Burleson. They do all the stuff like t-shirts, engraving, keychains, hats. We talked about a lot of stuff there, but I was really looking for an engraved cup. It's got the Project Effort logo. It's got our little microphone and sound waves and stuff like that. But I want to say thank you very much to Mandy. They're amazing. Once I got there, she made me. But here's the thing, made me is the wrong way to say that. I wanted to do it, but like she wasn't giving me a choice. But she made me walk around her workshop, and she was bragging on everything, and we do this and oh my gosh, and they do stuff for the man, and I don't want to get it wrong, but there is a program in Burleson that is for autistic kids, and they do events and stuff like that. And I know they have a school in Burleson. I don't want to get it wrong. That's the only reason why I'm not saying the name. It's like ASD or ACD. Anyways, and my son's autistic, so we're definitely going to look into that. So anyway, she told me about the work they do with them. I love Mandy and her folks. And then these stickers, real quick, those stickers were made by Krista Simon. She lives in Hillsboro. She has a lot of businesses. She's an entrepreneur. It's from Stuck on You. And I love these stickers. She gave me those. She donated them, giving them to guests. So I really just want to give them a shout out. But now that is, what'd you find?
I really think it's at home.
Oh my gosh, he left the evaluation.
It's okay, because this one's still really good.
All right, so yes, you read it. You read it because I can't read.
It kind of like, it has like stuff I need to work on.
Okay.
It's just the first day, so I wasn't really upset about it.
I get it. So this was the first day, and then you got an evaluation. Who gives you this evaluation?
It was her, actually.
Okay, so one of the UCA staff. Okay, so they gave you a personal evaluation. Mm-hmm. So she was probably over a group of y'all, right?
Yeah.
And then so now go ahead.
I'll send you a picture.
Absolutely. But go ahead.
It says, "Nice work today, Evan. My name's Evan." So Evan the Eagle.
I was about to say she really didn't want to learn your name. No, Evan the Eagle. Got it.
Nice work today. I love all your interactions with the other mascots and cheerleaders. Remember to consistently keep on moving. We worked on that character walk. So use it when moving place to place. Great job using all the space provided. Keep it up, because it was kind of like, it was
man. But like, and as you're reading that, like I'm noticing something. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, that was very professional what she wrote, because she used a method that's learned, and a lot of times in college and sometimes in high school, she used a method. She first started off by appreciating you and the relationships that you had with other mascots, right? Then what'd she do? She told you about an opportunity that you could work on. And what'd she do? You also do this good. And I can't remember what the last thing she said was, but I remember her saying, "But great job on this. Keep up your energy," or something like that. So it's very professional, but that's what we need though.
Yeah.
We don't all need to be told, "Oh, you're doing a great job." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, everything's perfect," because here's the thing, that we don't get better. And we, as the people receiving that, need to, and I know you did because I know what kind of person you are, but we as people, and I've not always done the best job of this, we need to be able to receive that and want it. That's my thing. It drives me insane. But whenever I go to what's called a summative, so every year in teaching, right, we get an evaluation. So Mr. Harvell pulls us in, and like in my case that I work for him, he pulls us in and he talks to us about things that we did really good and things that we need to work on. And then he does the same type of thing that she did, right? But like whenever I sit down, and he's an amazing man, but I sit down with him, and then like he'll give me like little things, that I need to work on or whatever. But and he does an amazing job in appreciating me. You know what I mean? Amazing job in appreciating me, talking about all the things I did great. But at the end, I'm like, man, I want something else. You know what I mean? The little things, I can fix that in a week. You know what I mean? I want to know, what can I work on all next year to be a better teacher, be a better mentor to the kids, So I think that's great. I love that you shared that. I love you felt comfortable to share that, because, man, I know that she meant something to you. That was just the first day. So tell me, is there any more stories about her or anything like that that stands out? Any other?
Actually, like my third evaluation, I never got any needs work. It was either good or like on the way to excellent. It was never like, and they were all straight through good and like halfway through excellent or all the way to excellent. So, I thought that was kind of a good
And that's the goal, man. That's the goal. You give them the opportunities, and then the person makes a decision. Am I going to fix that, or is that just something that I don't agree with them on? Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so as a mascot, you're not allowed to eat dairy before a showing.
That makes sense. I've made that mistake.
Because they have a story. There's so much stories I want to tell you, but I want you to tell you three. Not the funniest ones, because one's kind of like dark. But, so they were at camp, and there was like a dragon, and he ate cereal or whatever. And, one of the staff see him like go run to like the trash can and just like kind of like moving around.
Okay.
And like he's throwing up in his head, and
like he is, or is he doing the motion? Like
no,
he's
like it, like in the
oh my
mascot,
God.
he's throwing up, and they're like,
oh, it's in his eyes. It's in his eyes. Okay.
And like his instructor didn't know that he was throwing up in there until like, so we had signs. So this was like, you're done, like completely done.
Okay. Yeah.
And like you need a break, so you're breaking it, and then like you need water, it's waves, right? So, and then like he turns around, he gives him the sign, and he runs to him, and then take him inside. And there's Lucky Charms all over. No, was it Fruit Loop? It was Fruit Loops. And then like he takes off his stuff, and there's just a Fruit Loop right smack in the middle. And then I thought that
I feel bad for him. I feel so bad for him.
Then we learned to never let anybody else in our suit as long as we're the mascot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't play around with it. You don't like let your friends do it, or let somebody else just try it on and mess around.
It was something the Badger. I forgot. It was something the Badger. I don't know. It was some professional mascot.
Yeah.
So he has it laying out drying because he like just came from a showing, right? The guy that was, and he falls asleep, right? I think it was his friend or something, tries it on, goes to the bank, and he literally robs the bank. And like he pulled out a gun, and I was like, why would you?
I'm lost.
I was kind of speechless. I was like, why would you rob? Like, it just didn't click. I don't know. I was like, what were you thinking? Like,
yeah, I think people might recognize it. Like, you put it on Facebook and like, what school is this from?
Yeah, and it was a professional mascot. Like, it was an actual.
That is so weird and dumb.
So he goes back and he puts
still hilarious.
He goes back and puts it right. So the actual mascot person, they go. The police knock on the door and they're like, "You're under arrest." He was like, "For what?" I was sleeping. And they tell him, "You robbed the bank," and he was like, "No, I didn't." So he goes to jail.
Oh, my anxiety! That would just get me.
He gets fired or whatever. I think like forever or something. I don't know.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see why they would do that initially.
And they finally find out it wasn't him, but I don't think he was ever a mascot again.
That is so wild, dude. That is so wild. Like, oh my gosh, just imagine have the police come to your door accusing you of something that like you're almost to the point that they're trying to convince you that like, did I just sleepwalk and do that? Like, holy jeez, that is wild.
So the craziest thing ever.
So what other stories? Because you said that there was like one or two or something. I want to make sure.
There was two about this one girl,
but whatever you feel comfortable, and we'll talk after this too.
Like, it's kind of common sense. Be appropriate, because this one girl gave the finger to somebody, and she got fired. And I was like,
oh, like one of the staff?
No.
I
think it was like I don't even remember. It was just a mascot. And like,
so it was a student that made a bad decision, and then they weren't the mascot anymore because they made a bad decision. That's what you think might happen.
We're supposed to clean our suit with Lysol because we could get chemical burns.
Yeah.
Nothing scented. When we wash it, don't use detergent. And just, all that stuff. Most of it's in there, too.
Yeah, no, that's cool to have that, man. Just to have that resource to fall back on. And also those people you met to like, if you see them again or have a way to communicate, then you could ask. So that's really cool.
And it was just a fun experience. We weren't allowed to use the stairs because some middle schools were there. So we had to go up the elevator every single time.
Yeah. I can see where if you don't have a good way to contain some of the chaos, you might want to put some stuff in place to control it.
And the feet are so huge. It's the funniest thing.
The feet on the costume?
You can see, like, my legs are really tiny. So, like, and like it's kind of like leg warmers. They're kind of elastic. So they kind of like squeeze to my
Uh-huh.
leg, and you could kind of tell how skinny I am.
So you look like one of those cartoon chickens or whatever.
Yes.
This got the
Yes, and the huge feet.
Look like a pelican or something.
Yes, it's the funniest thing. It's the
I
funniest
can't
thing
wait
ever.
to see this. I do not want to see a picture. I want to see it in person, and I want that experience. I want to know that I'm going to the first event game, and I'm going to see you in costume. And I want that build up, the day I'm in school to like at dinner before we go or whatever, and walking into that gym or to that field. I want to see you with my own eyes, so I can be like, I now know what he's talking about. Oh my gosh!
It was just the funny, because like my mom was like, you could really tell how skinny you are, because like my legs are just, and it's a huge feet. I think it's the funniest thing. Oh, and some mascots is worse because like their legs are actually, and they kind of have tights to wear under, and their feet are just huge. And then, do you see the little legs? I'm like, oh, okay. Some mascots were kind of scary because there was two more eagles in their head, which is
Like weird
long.
shaped,
It's
yeah,
just
long,
so
yeah. More like a. I'm not good like with eagles, but there's some of them that have those tall heads. You know what I mean?
It was a rice bird and just a regular eagle,
Yeah.
and I was like.
Oh, okay.
I was like, guys, why is y'all's head so long? Like mine's kind of like little and it's kind of big, you know?
Like yeah.
And like you could see like the hole when I was like, and like, I told you last time, like I have to turn my head if I want to look at you this way
Yeah.
because the eyes are like a real eagle.
No, I get it.
And it's like, I don't know, my head, that's the only thing my head's been swallowed for. Because usually my head's just too big for anything.
No, I understand. So you mentioned her twice, so there's no way I'm gonna end this without talking about an amazing person that I met. A little over a week ago, I think is when it was when I got a chance to meet your mom and y'all came over and stuff like that. So I know she's an amazing role model for you. And it's my memory, and I don't want to get her name wrong, but is it Cecilia?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the thing. I love her to death.
Mhm.
It's just, my thing is, unless I have a few interactions with you and tie a name to you,
Mhm.
it's hard, especially as a teacher. I mean, teachers know, like, it's like meeting kids, 30, 50, 80 kids on the first day of school. And really you want to memorize all the names, but you can't. So she's amazing, dude. I know you know that. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but your mom is amazing. She, man, she's
I wanna
like,
thank her because
yes,
I feel like her and my sister, and also
yes.
back to one of my favorite
You talked
coaches.
very good about a lot of your family, all your family.
We're like a lot of people in my life, but like my sister, my mom, and like even Coach Gordon, I'm kind of like more dedicated than I was because of him. Because I'm like, he's such a great like person. Like he wasn't ever rude. He was always giving people advice. It wasn't like, oh, you need to stop doing this. Like it was like, it's because he's so dedicated in what he does. Like, because I don't know if it's this week. It's because it's soon. His powerlifting meet is soon.
Yep. Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Hopefully my mom's car is fixed because me and Maria actually wanted to go watch him lift. And I told him, he didn't believe me. I was
Where's
like,
it at? Do you know?
Austin.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll look and see here in a little while and see if it's on his Facebook page or
And my
something. Just
sister,
text him if not.
Like my sister, she's the reason I am. And like I'm so involved in everything because she was like, she did all sports, not like her whole life, but she did most of them. She was in PALS. She was in
We talked about that,
National Honor
yep.
Society.
And what's your sister's name again?
Indira.
Indira.
Yeah.
Indira. And anybody that's watching this that's lived in Hillsborough knows her. I already know that, but Indira. Okay.
She was just in so much stuff. She was in like, she wasn't the athlete like, oh, I do so much sports, but I'm only good at one. She was like really good
Right.
at
I'm gonna give my effort to everything I'm doing. Yes.
Yes. And she was just like always busy. And like I was that youngest sibling. She was like my mom because like it was me and her, and then my other sister and my brother. That's how it was. We weren't separated, but we were always closer to each other.
Right.
And if they were gone and I didn't have nobody to stay with, which even if I did, I would always go with her.
Yeah.
I would go to her softball games, her volleyball games. Not a lot of her powerlifting meets because they were always like far and early in the morning. Because I would always have somebody with like at the house when she had powerlifting meets. I was always with her, and I was like when they would serve the balls, I would go on the court and get them.
Yeah.
Always,
like the ball boy type thing in tennis.
Yes.
Like just ball collector. Yeah.
I was always there. I feel like that kind of plays a part in why Coach Hugh, because Coach Hugh, he knows everybody.
Dude,
and
like,
he's
oh my
such
gosh.
a great person.
If I was gonna, oh my God, we could talk for 5-10 days, not hours, just on Coach Hewitt. Courtney Hewitt. I don't even need to say his first name. Everybody knows who we're talking about. Amazing man. Man, I wish I would have had the opportunity to meet him at a younger point in my life.
And
he's amazing.
He also is another reason why I want to be a better person. And because
he's amazing.
Because of him, I even thought about being an athletic director because
sometimes that's amazing. Go ahead, sorry.
Because sometimes or assistant athletic director, but it's the same thing.
I get it.
Sometimes he doesn't even use the school's money to buy us stuff. He pays it out of pocket. And I think that's like such a great quality to have because he's putting his athletes before himself. Because he could buy something and what if he doesn't have enough money for this? And I bet you he'd still buy it. He's that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why I'm glad I go to school here.
Mm-hmm.
Because not saying
I agree, and that's why I'm glad I teach here is for people like that.
Coaches that are good, because even new ones Coach E, I was making fun of him the first day because he told me the first day I met him actually, he told me he ran in the Olympics. I was like, you don't look like you ran in the Olympics. You let yourself go. And then he was like, well,
oh my god,
he went to the Olympics in 84, and he was like, well, I'm only 60 years old, and I was like, okay. If you didn't let yourself go that bad.
You're so hilarious.
He was just laughing. And, I kind of already have a relationship with most of the new coaches. They're kind of cool. Except for 2. But they're not going to be my coaches.
I get it. No. Everybody has. Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. The coaches are just they're great because I could talk about every single one of them.
I know you could. And I know you could because I know I could too. Just by working with the ones that we know together. And
they're just energetic people. And for them to have the passion to coach younger.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. The ones just now learning.
Yeah. Especially our generation because we're kind of hard headed too. Mm-hmm. And
I think all of us were. But yeah, no, I agree.
I think, it's just because we're young. But
I think y'all are, I'll be honest with you. I think y'all are better in a better position than generations before, not just mine, but any before. And and that makes you feel good about what we're trying to do as people. I think everybody, you know what I mean? Especially in Hillsboro. I love, it's gotten, I loved it whenever I went to school here and I feel so much more love and I feel like we've grown so much more since then. So I'm with you.
Honestly, I wouldn't say I have a favorite coach because they're all my favorite. I don't not like a coach. I've never had a problem with any of them.
It takes a different kind of person to coach.
And I'm kind of sad Coach B left because she was my favorite for her. She was one of my favorites. But she's going to go to our cross country meet. Hopefully her school goes to one of our meets and we'll be able to see her there. And I don't know. Like I said, I could talk about each and every one of them all the time.
But having those coaches and having an older sister like Indira, right? Indira. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Indira. It has nothing to do with you. It literally is my thing. I'm not good until we talk a few times. Indira. So, but having her to set that role model, to be that person to pave the way. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. She probably didn't have the same opportunity. When I say opportunity, she didn't have that older person to set to fully pave the way like she did for you. Because she learned, she had to completely learn. Remember, my mom, I think my mom told you, they were trying to hold her back from first grade because she couldn't speak English properly. And we talked about it. She's I don't know, I could talk about her all the time too, because she worked so incredibly hard to learn English. And that's so it's that effort, man. Yes, because learning any language is gonna be hard. Absolutely. But to get to where she was in high school and middle school is just so crazy. And when I spoke with her, I would not even, I would question if she can even speak Spanish. You know what I mean? I grew up with a ton of diversity around me, a ton, different languages and stuff like that. But some way, just by talking to somebody, you can pick up accents, different higher levels of more obvious parts of an accent. But with her, just talking to her, it was normal. But I guarantee you, she can speak more fluently than probably 99% of anybody else ever met. She makes fun of me because I can't speak Spanish. You can't? And she also makes fun of me because she was you have a country accent. I was like,
No, I don't. I speak like, and everybody tells me because one day I told my sister because Miss Fry taught all of my siblings, every
Yeah.
single one of them,
Tammy Fry.
and she loves
Amazing.
all of them. She's also
No, she's amazing. Like
I don't-
you ain't got to tell me nothing. Like I had my own experiences with working side by side with Tammy Fry. She's an amazing human being. Yes.
and what was I saying? What was I saying? What was I talking about?
You were talking about you brought up Tammy Fry.
Oh, I told my sister that, and she's like,
Oh,
and she was like, and then I go to the kitchen for something. She's like, you do sound like that. I was like, no, I don't. Because
That is
sometimes I
funny.
do hear it, and then I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. So, and then it goes away, and then it just comes back when I say certain things. I'm like,
Yeah. So I want to end on this. We're talking about your family, talking about your mom. She's an amazing person. I know that through the conversations that, or through the things that she's told me about y'all's family and stuff, there's a ton of love, man. There's a
Yes.
ton of love, and everybody wants the best out of everybody. And it doesn't mean that you just give them what they want, because you were talking about like how your mom had to get onto you when y'all working together because you weren't, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're just tired and done and wanted to be done or whatever. And she's like, oh no, you're working. You're going to do
yeah,
this.
because I would go into work. It would 3:30. I was already walking to work.
Yeah.
And it'd be
Yeah.
4.
How many people walk to their first job? And I get it. There was a lot, but I'm just saying that's who this young man is.
And sometimes it'd be cold and I would walk. Not just because my mom was busy, but sometimes I wanted to walk. Like I
Mhm.
like walking. It was like kind of like the same as running. I put my little AirPods in, I'm just walking.
It's
And
so
it was
cool.
just so like, it's kind of aesthetic because especially when it was kind of getting cold, it was kind of like falling stuff. The leaves were on the floor, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm walking. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's so cool, but it's so when I say it's so weird, I say the weird about the Hallmark moment.
Yeah,
Because
it's
my mind doesn't think like that. My mind's like, oh, I'm sweating. I gotta walk.
Sometimes I'd go into work, drench, and I'm like,
Yeah.
now it's still work, whatever. But she doesn't want to let me get another job because she says she wants me to focus on.
No, I get it. Amazing woman. I will never forget our conversation, me and her. I know me and her is going to talk again, but like I know that me and you are probably going to talk a lot more than that. So I look forward to talking to all your family and meeting the rest of them. They're awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming the day after your cheerleading camp. I know you're tired. You could have had a lot more stuff to do. You could have caught up with friends and all this kind of stuff, but you were excited to get the text message and you came back today, and I really appreciate that. I guess the last thing that I'll say is I want to, and my wife put this up, the decorations for 4th of July. We got the colors for that. So I know the 4th is just a few days away. It's Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So I do want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And thank you so much, Halo, for coming on.
You're welcome. I had so much fun.
Thanks, bud. Oh, yes.
Ready, set, go bananas!